Let's troubleshoot the frustrating MySQL syntax error, unexpected identifier problem. This error usually means you've made a mistake in your SQL query that MySQL doesn't understand. Let's look at the most common causes and how to fix them. 1. Typos and case sensitivity. MySQL is case insensitive for keywords, like select, from, where, but it is case sensitive for identifiers, table and column names. A simple typo or an inconsistency in capitalization between your query and your database structure is a major culprit. Double-check everything for accuracy. For example, if you have a table named users and you write users in your query, you'll get this error. 2. Missing or incorrect punctuation. SQL relies heavily on correct punctuation. Missing commas between column names in a select statement, forgetting quotation marks around string literals in where clauses, or omitting parentheses in function calls are all frequent sources of this error. Pay close attention to commas, parentheses, and quotation marks, or backticks, for identifiers. Make sure you have the right number of opening and closing parentheses, especially when dealing with nested functions or subqueries. 3. Incorrect syntax. Around keywords, many SQL keywords have specific rules about their usage. Using a keyword incorrectly or in the wrong context can trigger the unexpected identifier error. For example, using equal sign instead of equal sign for equality comparisons can sometimes cause issues, especially when using Boolean operators. 4. Reserved words as identifiers. MySQL reserves certain words for its own internal use, for example, select, table, user. If you've used one of these words as the name of a table or column, MySQL will get confused. Rename your table or column to avoid these issues. Often using backticks will allow use of a reserved keyword. Select from users. We'll use the table name users. But a safer approach is to choose non-reserved names altogether. 5. Incorrect use of functions and operators. Check your functions like count, sum, avg, etc. and operators, plus or equal sign, etc. for correct syntax and usage. Pay attention to the number and type of arguments passed to each function. Make sure you're using the appropriate operators for the data types you're working with. 6. Subquery issues. Problems with subqueries, queries nested inside other queries, are another common source. Ensure your subqueries are correctly structured, with the proper syntax for joining them to the main query. Common issues might be mismatched parentheses or missing keywords like where or in. 7. Database connection problems. Before you start debugging your SQL, ensure you're connected to the correct database. Seems obvious but an easy mistake. Also, make sure your database user has the necessary permissions to execute the query. 8. Special characters. Use caution with special characters, other than underscores and numbers, in table or column names. If you must use them, ensure they are escaped correctly. To debug, start by carefully reviewing your code line by line, focusing on punctuation, capitalization, and keyword usage. If you still have trouble, try breaking down your query into smaller, simpler parts to pinpoint the problematic section. Using a MySQL client that provides better error messaging can also help. Look for error messages further down the log to provide more clues. And of course, refer to the official MySQL documentation for the precise syntax of any functions or commands you're using.